Hi, and welcome to Essential Talks. This is our first episode, and I am your host, Jamie Russo, and we have two lovely co hosts, Kimberly and Jessica, and our producer, Stephanie. So, um, just to give you an insight to We Are Essential, it's a business network empowering businesses on how to deal with the mandates and everything else that they've been throwing at us, all the lockdowns, and dealing with this pretty much tyranny. Uh, we're all going to introduce ourselves, give you a little bit of our history and how our network has empowered us and got us to stand up and do the right thing. So I'll start with myself. I'm Jamie Russo, as I said. I own Pushing Ink Tattoo Emporium in Barrie, Ontario. I took my stand in January the 4th, and I operated like a lot of other businesses. My open sign was off. I was under the radar. I wound up joining We Are Essential and started educating myself in how to open my doors and keep them successfully opened. So on February 11th, our organization decided that we were going to open up across Canada. I advertised for 2 weeks, and of course, as soon as I opened, I had the health board and the police and bylaw greet me twice in one day. And then the very next day, I did close my doors for a short time so I could educate myself. And then I wrote a lot of notices of liability to all of the people that were involved, all the parties, to back them up. And I've been open ever since. So with this network, talking to like-minded people, being able to share our stories and give each other information, where to look, how to find it, and then take our own stand, because every neighborhood is different, every region is different, town, city, and province. So sharing all this information back and forth for myself has been a real empowering journey to be able to take the stand that I was able to stand and help others and encourage others to take the exact same stand as we all did. So that's pretty much my story. I've been, interviewed quite a bit. I've teamed up with Warrior Calls, Christopher James, and we've been working side by side. I've been helping a bunch of other business kind of learn their rights, how to stand in their rights, whether it be legal or common law, and directing them into the right place. So with that being said, I guess we'll go into Kimberly and let her give her story for all you to hear.
Hey everyone, my name is Kimberly DuPont. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. I love you all, so thanks for having me. I am owner, founder, and operator of Glow Lounge by LakeFit in Orangeville, Ontario. And I opened up just 8 weeks before COVID appeared to us here. And I believe I was put in this position for this time specifically. I've owned my own business for years. About 10 years, I've had a side gig of being a mobile esthetician and certified reflexologist. So I would go into people's homes and also be a contractor at other spas. So at the end of 2019, I made the decision to get out of some certain situations and just open up my own business and go for it. So here we are. I didn't have I couldn't have my grand opening because I think it was the day after the government shut us down. So I think I was more disappointed that I couldn't have my grand opening because there were so many amazing businesses locally helping out, so many of my wonderful supportive clients coming, and even had some people from my distributors helping out too. So at the time, I kind of knew where this was going, and I knew it was going to be a huge, long event. It wasn't just something that was going to clear up in a month or two or 4 or 5. So I was more disappointed about that, kind of selfishly, but because of everyone involved as well. So I took a stand fully, I'd say, around Christmas. I just knew I wasn't going to continue on with this. I'd like to say I've never fully closed my doors because I have stayed open for curbside pickup, local deliveries, and I did team up with the Canadian Mental Health Association and stayed open for 24-hour access for anyone who needed it. So I've always tried to be out there and be there for people because I knew we were in a mental health crisis and pandemic, and that's what this is really all about. And so, yeah, I found We Are All Essential. I think in January, I kind of recognized Vlad through Hugs Over Masks, and obviously saw him there with the Adam Skelly case and everything that was going on crazy at the end of the fall. And yeah, so recognized him, got on board with We Are All Essential. I was following so many people from the States. So I was really searching for something in Canada that could help me and empower me. And I've always been someone to stand up when I believe something's not right. But it's very intimidating when it's your business and when you're a new business owner. So it was all within perfect timing. I'm proud to be one of the founding members of We Are All Essential. I think when I joined, there was maybe 10 or 20 of us. But yeah, I haven't had I've had a knock on my door. It was the health inspectors. It was not by law, no police, nothing like that. I've been willing to stay open and have 30 tickets, and I haven't had one. So I'm prepared to just fight this in the long haul, and I'm not going anywhere. So that's a little bit about me.
And do you have any employees, Kimberly?
I don't. Yeah. Currently, I kind of have a couple things in the works that might be changing in the next month or two, but I am sole operator. Yeah.
Oh, that's good for you.
Yeah, I'm a private lounge. So if someone comes in for an appointment, the little cozy spa here is just theirs. So it's just one-on-one services, which I was always passionate about at the beginning, but obviously with everything going on, it's been more appealing to everyone. So
definitely. See, with myself, when I took my stand, I lost half my employees. So, and that's something that I was kind of anticipating, something you really don't want to have happen. But on the same point, you know, when you're standing in what you believe to be right, not everybody agrees with you. So sometimes it's a little bit of a tough road, but if it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome. And Jessica, why don't you tell us your story?
Hello, my name is Jessica Rochelle. I am the owner and operator of Curves and Contours in Waterloo. I run a specialized spa doing a number of different services. And originally I was closed during the first lockdown because I didn't really know what was going on with that. And so wanted to kind of just see how things went. My husband has always had my back, and he's very encouraging of me to know my rights and to be strong in my position. And so I opened once we were actually a little bit before we were able to open again, because at that point we all knew that this is unnecessary. And so anyways, and so I reopened and I didn't close again. I was open again in secret around December, and I actually found out about We're All Essential through my mother-in-law, Joanne, who runs Sculpted You in Windsor. We had gone to a protest there in January, and she had met someone there that told her about this little small community that was really fighting hard to stay open and know their rights. And so I joined the group, and it took a little bit for me to really understand common law and how to utilize it. And I have not looked back. Honestly, it was fantastic. The community gave me the strength to feel confident in my position and to like, again, utilize my rights fully. And so once I started utilizing that, I was good. I came out publicly and announced that, yep, no, I'm open. I'm taking clients, and I really wanted to make that public stand to embolden other businesses and to help with making them feel confident and coming forward as well too. Because as we saw in Italy, you know, if we all band together, we can really fight against this and really make our voices heard. So that was when my trouble sort of began. But absolutely, I was not going to back down. And so I received a ticket, again, not from bylaw, but from my health inspector. I had made a recording of that, which went viral, and I wasn't anticipating that. So if anyone saw a video of a health inspector with a Walmart in the background, that was me. And so, and yes, and so after that, I mean, I went through a couple of different things with her. I mean, we went through a suspended business license, a court summons, but at the end of the day, this is all going to go to court, and this is all going to be fought, and it's all going to be dropped because, as we've seen in Alberta, as we've seen in many other cases, this can't be upheld. Even my lawyer was saying there's just massive constitutional challenges going on right now with this. So really, that doesn't frighten me in the slightest. So again, I know my rights, and I stand firm on that. So staying open, and will be for the foreseeable future. I have been running for over 4 years now, and it's been great. And you know, even through COVID, I've had lots of clients and lots of support from my clients. I really haven't had a single person tell me to close. I've had a couple of random emails here and there from clearly fake accounts, but ain't gonna stop me. So.
Yeah, and like you, I was summoned as well. So, and you know, you have that opportunity to fight these unlawful accusations that are put against us. So, when you look at the summons, it's for the potential to spread COVID-19. So, when we start finding, like when we start being fined or ticketed or any of this stuff over the potential, this becomes a very slippery slope that the government is way overreaching, because how can you charge somebody for the potential of committing something? That's absolutely ludicrous, and that's what makes all this unlawful. And the other thing is it goes against our unalienable rights. So this is what this community has done for us, is it's empowered us to know what our actual rights are, and that nobody can take them away from you for any circumstances. Now, the faster you learn how to stand on your rights, the better off you'll do. And Jessica's done a great job. Do you have any employees as well, Jessica?
No, it's just myself. To be completely honest, I prefer to keep it that way. I had employees. I used to have a business partner. We had employees back then, and not to say anything about women in the beauty industry, but women are fickle creatures, and I like to keep a drama-free environment. So yes, so solo, keeping it solo. I had considered maybe branching out. I have one particular person in mind who I know she's not drama, so I might navigate that way in the future, but we'll see. So for now, it's just me.
Perfect. Good for you. And like you were saying, you did put those videos out there that went viral. And myself, I did put videos out there that went viral as well. I recorded all 3 interactions, and I'm in the Simcoe-Muskoka area. I was the first one to actually take the stand, and when I put the videos out there, the reason why I did these videos is I knew that people would stand. They just needed to see how to make that stand and what to do. So that's why I made these videos, and it worked, right? So with our region, after my stance, they wound up putting us back into lockdown at the beginning of March. And there was over 300 businesses that were in the Simcoe-Muskoka region that wound up standing up after. So the mayor, the health board, everybody kept getting emails, letters, phone calls, and they reversed it in 7 days. So this is what We Are Essential is about. It's reminding you of what your rights are, how to find them, how to stand on them. It empowers you how to do it, because the most important thing that we have forgot, because we haven't been taught what our rights are, is how to stand on them and not let people push you around. So once you know that, it's hard to sit us back down, so to speak. So let's move on to Stephanie. She's our producer, so let's get her to say a few words, how she connected with We Are Essential, and how it's empowered her.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Stephanie, and as you can probably hear in my accent, I am French, so don't bother trying to pronounce my last name. So yeah, I actually was, I was always an employee, and I finally found what I wanted to do as an entrepreneur, and so I started studying for it. Learning by myself, and as I'm about to launch, COVID happens. And I obviously I lost my job. I lost my apartment because obviously I couldn't afford it if I didn't have a job, and all the things were going on. So I ended up living in a trailer. I ended up not working for about 8 months or so, and I really hated it. So I really tried to focus on trying to learn as much as I could. And then eventually I found a job in a senior home of all places during COVID. And I just, you probably saw we are all essential on our social platform. There was a very good post that went up, and it was actually my story in the senior, my story, like as an employee in a senior home, what I've witnessed during COVID and the big changes in just a matter of few months, what I witnessed there. And it was quite difficult because, first of all, I have I have a mask exemption, so I'm not supposed to wear a face covering. But in those settings, they were saying, well, you might not wear a medical mask exemption, but you have to wear a cloth mask, which I was like, I'm still exempt from it. But yet Alberta Health Services, because I was in Alberta, still kind of going against it. So I was like, this is really curious. And I found We're All Essential on Instagram, actually. And I made this graphic because I was like, I was trying to learn graphic design, and I'm challenged myself to create this really intricate graphic. And I sent it to We Are All Essential, and our managing director, Samantha, was in charge of the social media. So I connected with her that way, and I sent her the graphic, and I said, if you want to use it, you can use it. And I just want it out there. And so I ended up just going on the website, signing up as a volunteer. And I said, you know what? I'm technically, I kind of launched my business, not really, but I did. So I said, well, I'm just going to register as a business owner and understand a little bit more what kind of resources are under the business account on the website, and learn the law and everything like they do, so I can understand better. And then eventually Samantha said, she posted in our volunteer chat, we're looking for a volunteer to help out with social media. So I just jumped in. I started with Twitter, and then because we were just starting the Twitter account, and then eventually grew into a little bit more, and I was doing graphic and social media, and now I'm here producing this podcast. So I'm super, super excited, because even in my in my circle of friends, now I'm in BC, but in all of my friends, everyone come to me now to ask me questions about things that I am not even an expert in, but I'm surrounded by people who have the answer. So I can always ask questions and always kind of get the answers through people. Or even if no one has the answer, they direct me towards someone who has the answers, right? So especially in such an uncertain time, I think being surrounded by people that can actually support you is so important. And even if you're not necessarily in business, if you're there as an individual and you want to learn more and you want to empower yourself, power is in knowledge. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been, that's pretty much my role in We're All Essential right now.
And that's great. We're glad you're here. You've done a lot for the organization with your graphics and everything else, and that's why we got you on this podcast, because we're creating a really good team. And basically what we're hoping to do with this project is get everybody out there that's watching a little more familiar with We Are Essential, what this organization is actually about, and you can learn firsthand what we do and why you should probably join. A lot of people there think different things are going on. There is a lot of myth about us, and we hope to dispel all that We want people to come and stay for the conversation and leave empowered, right? So this is what our goal is. We're going to tell some of our stories. We're going to get some people on here to give you some insight to keep you empowered and learn the truth and how to make your stand. But again, getting you familiar with We Are Essential, dispelling some of the things that are floating around out there, and getting to know us as individuals and bringing you some of the topics that will be at hand. For example, with We Are Essential, this whole organization is business owners, and we're all pooling together, working together, learning together, and really bringing the knowledge to the forefront, giving you the ability to connect with like-minded individuals, to open your business, gain that knowledge, and the confidence to empower you. So no one really runs this. We kind of run this. And there's a couple of people that are in the background that are making sure, we're getting the things that we need, some of the tools we need. And on top of that, you can also join as a volunteer, because we need as many people helping us as possible to help our future generations so that they actually have something left behind, right? So if you're watching this as well and you want to say, or you're saying to yourself, what can I do to make a difference? Join up, become a volunteer, start to help out, reach out to your local areas, try and find businesses or anybody that needs support, and just reach out into your community. So a lot of the work that I've been doing in my area is I've been pulling together meetings with face-to-face. A lot of people forget the importance of the human spirit and the connection. When you have a group of like-minded individuals in a room, you can actually produce quite a bit, right? You can start to strategize and create plans to create action. So now we're starting to see a lot of actions, especially with this new development on mandatory vaccines. So there's a lot of people that are looking for the answers. So if that's you, just join our network, either as a business owner or a volunteer. All the help will be greatly appreciated, and let us help empower you to take that stand. Would either one of you, Kimberly or Jessica, want to add into that at all?
I'd like to add how ironic it is that we've never been taught our rights our entire lives. Never in school did we know about the Canadian Bill of Rights, the Canadian Charter of Rights. It's always been hidden from us, and that within itself should raise a lot of red flags for a lot of people. But yeah, like I said, you can feel strongly about your opinions. I think we were all at different comfort levels last year. I think there's more people kind of having their awakening. And you can feel strongly about your opinion, but it's when you become empowered as a group and as a network. And this group just really provides so many resources, forms on the website you can print out, put on your business door. There's just so much support behind the scenes. And I think what I've been the most surprised is how well I've connected with so many people. Obviously, in a business empowerment group, you're going to get the forms you need or the facts you need, and you're going to feel supported and empowered. But it's almost behind the scenes feelings that I didn't know I'd feel. And I can't imagine, in a way, this weird shit show not happening, because it's brought in so many like-minded people and amazing souls in my life. And I honestly cannot imagine my life without so many people within this network. So I'm grateful during this crazy, crazy time. I think it's easy to realize how painful of a time it's been, how crazy it's been, but I think it's important to also try and look on the bright side. And I've said it before, and it's either triggered people or people have understood, but I think that this year has been one of the best years of my life, both personally and professionally. So it's just, yeah, surrounding yourself with like-minded people and just really getting that support, because you're not going to find it from everybody, right? Not everyone's going to love you. Not everyone's going to support you, but it's just important to create healthy boundaries, and just have a good network, a close-knit group of friends and business owners.
Yeah, and like you were saying, nobody was taught their rights in school. And that's where all of this, you can start to see how it was created by design, right? So it was basically, we weren't taught our rights, so we couldn't stand up for what is actually happening. And this has been going on way too long, and it's time that we need to kind of end this. And that's going to take all of us as Canadians across our country to stand together, not just business owners, because we can have all the businesses open. If we don't have the general public supporting us, then none of this is going to fly, right? So this is where we all have to start to come together. And ironically, we were doing rallies and assemblies for 18 months pretty much. And the police were, ticketing and fining us. But now, coming the turn of this month, the police are going to actually be doing their own rally and asking all of the ones that participated in rallies to back them up. So we're starting to see the tides changing, and this is a good sign. Also, Jessica, do you want to add into that at all?
Yes, my point was that all this can feel overwhelming, and the system wants you to feel like you're alone. That's how they divide and conquer. And so the best thing that you can do is, if you feel alone, if you feel overwhelmed, is to join a network so that you can have the support and the camaraderie with others who feel like you. I was in a position where I was like, I feel like the only one. I feel like I'm the only one fighting for this. I don't know what to do. It really makes you feel like a mix of Atlas trying to hold the world on your shoulders, and a mouse running from the feet of the government. And again, this is what they want. They want you to feel small and insignificant. But I may be one voice, but together with others, we are so much stronger and so much louder than they can possibly even understand. And so what this network has given me is the understanding that they can try to censor us. They can try to take away our platforms and our ability to connect with one another. They can try to keep us from being able to talk to each other in a public forum, but they can't kill our spirit. And the spirit is what we need in order to overcome this. So if you are feeling alone, if you're feeling like you need others to help you stand strong, this is the place. I can't stress that enough. I can't tell you how many days I've come to the chat being like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to continue. And the amount of overwhelming support on my side, people coming to just give me the confidence to continue. And I've been that for other people too. So there are days where you will feel not confident, and there are days where you'll feel super strong. And we all need each other to help continue this wave to move forward so that we can overwhelm the other side.
Now, that was beautifully said. I'm going to add into that because when I did those videos, I knew other people had to see it, and I knew they were in the background and they were just waiting. And then we went through the one lockdown right after that, and I was going to stand up again. And one of my employees, they wound up saying, I hate to see you standing alone again. And my response to that was, I was never alone. I knew there was people in the background, and all they needed to see was somebody else do it, and then they would follow. So that's what I said to him, is I was never alone. So basically, I'm hoping that out of this podcast, anyone listening to this can come to realize that they're not alone. There's many of us. There's more than you would actually possibly think there are. We don't even see all the people that are in the background. Now, through my experience through all this, I've been working with many, many, many groups and many individuals all across Canada, a big chunk in Ontario, and I'm starting to see how many people are actually lingering in the background. So we've been waiting for them to stand up. So the one thing I'd encourage you to do, if you're a business owner, you have nothing to lose. Register your company, get into We Are Essential. You can stay private. You don't have to post your business on the website. and you can get into the background. You can start to go through some of the training videos. We have the Charter of Rights, the Bill of Rights, and common law. So you can learn a bunch of stuff. Get into the Telegram chats. That's where this is really at, is those Telegram chats. You can bounce all kinds of ideas, get all kinds of information. We're constantly sharing. There's pinned messages, so you can get to the heart of a lot of issues. Whenever there's a new issue at hand, we're passing ideas back and forth. When one of us kind of gets something that's working, we're sharing it. And when we're sharing it, others are utilizing it. So we don't get all the feedback of everything that's working, because sometimes in any chat, you have people that are just in the background. They're not vocal. They're more or less watching, learning, applying, and then they don't give you the feedback. So, you can be one of those people. That's not a problem. We're always looking for new leaders, new people to take that step forward. Or if you know somebody that has a business and they're questioning everything that's going on and saying none of this is making sense, encourage them. They can they can join our network. They can get involved that way. Again, they can be in the background, maybe show them this podcast, and start to learn what your rights actually are. With this Reopen Ontario Act, I'm going to talk probably mostly about Ontario because this is where I'm situated, but province to province, there's minor differences. But with this Reopen Ontario Act, once you actually understand what is written in that piece of regulation and how sloppy it is, we'll say, it goes against a lot of our other rights. Once you learn your other rights, you start to realize that a provincial law cannot override federal law, nor can it override your human rights, the rights as a man or a woman or an individual. These are rights that you already have, and they can't override them. So as they're trying to apply these provincial laws on us, you have to keep in mind there's other laws and other protections of your rights that are there. You just need to know what they are. That's why a lot of these protests and mass fines and summons aren't holding up in court. There may be a few that have gone through for one reason or another. The court has to have a little bit of leverage that way, but most of them are getting bounced. A lot of the constitutional challenges are getting slowed down. They seem to be bouncing out of the court, and that's due to the Charter. Whenever you do a constitutional challenge, the Charter has a lot to play on that. But these are all things that you can learn within the network. If a lot of what I'm talking about you don't fully understand, this is why you need to get in that network. Even as a volunteer, start to learn your rights. Once you start to learn your rights, you can teach other people, really get them empowered on how to take that stand, how to be confident. Because no matter what you do, when you take that stand, you need to know what you're talking about. Nobody's going to fight the fight for you. Nobody's going to, do that battle. You have to learn what you're talking about, what your stand is, what your rights are. And I guarantee you, once you have all that, you're going to be very confident and the fear drops away. Definitely. And it's great when you're around a lot of people that have all these ideas in mind. Again, with this network, it's not about anybody that's running the network and they're more important or that, or, the politics aren't there. We're a bunch of business owners across Canada trying to protect our investment, our livelihood, and our retirement. We employ a bunch of people, small business across our country, I believe, is over 70% of our economy. So if you start to bankrupt all the small businesses, we're going to destroy our economy. So this is where we need to, learn how to empower ourselves to make sure that this doesn't happen. And again, in this network, you're going to learn that. And again, the network, it's the businesses that are moving this forward, nobody else. Other people in the background coordinating what we're doing, helping out, but they're not running. Literally, they're not running the show. We're running the show. When I was talking about when we decided to open up on February 11th, that was the businesses within the organization. We started to brainstorm. We picked the date. We decided when we were going to do it, how we were going to do it. And then in the background, we get, flyers, rallies, that kind of stuff that's happening behind the scenes. But the movement itself is business owners. So if you're a business owner and you need to stand and you're looking for that network, become a part of our movement. Become a part of the movement, because it's going to take all of us to move this forward. And either one of you ladies want to add into that?
And it's free. It's free. Like, what do you have to lose? Do you not, as a business owner, want to know your rights and how to stand up for yourself and learn so much, right? You took it this far and you made that huge of an investment in yourself and for your business. Like, join. There's also SOS chat. So if something's happening at your door, you're getting bylaw, or someone, just a quick question you need to know ASAP, you reach out to us and someone will literally respond to you within seconds. It's such an amazing, incredible network. And I think it's important, just people are gonna sign up when they're ready. We can push this in people's faces all we want, but ultimately it's really up to everyone to making that commitment to themselves and standing up for themselves. So that's it for me.
My last takeaway is that no personal growth comes without challenge and discomfort. Coming from somebody who is very much, I wouldn't call myself an introvert per se, but I wasn't really big into confrontation, and it wasn't until I really put myself out there and pushed myself and saw what it was about that you really understand that it's not a limitless monolithic thing that will take you over and consume you. It really does have its own ends to it. And it was videos such as Jamie's that really gave me the confidence. So it's the videos that we make for each other that bolster everyone's confidence in themselves in which to address this. Again, wanting to stay in the background, that's no problem. And like Kimberly said, there really is there's no loss, there's no risk to this. It's really, you can get in there, you can get the information. Again, I'm one of the people that really help with the SOS chat. So to be on there and making sure that somebody has support, if they have bylaw at their door, if they're running into any issues and it's an emergency, we have people right there for you. And so it takes a little bit of time to feel confident, but the more people that we have who are pushing themselves past their discomfort, the more people we have taking on personal challenge and growing from it. And through that growth, we have strength. And through that strength, we have serious movement in this group. And so that's how we really can make a difference altogether.
Can I just say one more thing?
Oh, go ahead, Kimberly.
Also, I think for myself and many of us and many people out there who have yet are part of our network, this stopped becoming about our business a long time ago. We are doing this for humanity and children, the children of our future, their children. And it's not selfish for all those people that hear that. And it's really not. It stopped really becoming about my business a while ago. So I think that's also important to point out.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. When I did take my stand and I was making the videos, that's when I went through a lot of contemplation with myself. And I said, the reason why I was doing the videos, what I wanted to accomplish, I wanted to back up the authorities or officials or whatever you want to call them. A bunch of people coercing and extorting me is what I like to call them. So it's no different than a gang member trying to make me close my doors and asking me for money if I went against what they told me. So at that point, I decided I don't care if I lose everything, because what I'm fighting for is beyond me. It's beyond my business. It has nothing to do with my business. Me taking a stand by having my doors open is going against the tyranny that's at hand. And because we're all in this together, we are in this together. Not the individuals that are politicians that never lost a paycheck, or these health officials that don't know any of the struggles that we're going through because they've caused it on us. But we are going through this. And this is where we have to stand, end this tyranny, because our future generations are counting on us. There's no way I'm letting World War II vets, have fought that war for our freedom in vain. If it means us taking a ticket or two, so be it. There's no bullets flying, but this is our freedom on the line, and our children's future generations, quality of life that's on the line. So at that point, I decided, I'm ready to lose it all, just like you're saying, Kimberly. And this is why we encourage you to join with us or support us, whatever way or in the capacity that's right for you. The other thing I'd like to talk about is the movement of this podcast, where the direction we'd like to take this in. We'd like to connect with a lot of business owners that are in our group, eventually go to some people that are doing some really good work that are in or outside of our group, and talk about actions, things that are actually working. There's all times for talk, but we don't need any more talking. We have to create a really good action plan in order to get us all moving at the same point. So the direction of this podcast will bring you in for the conversation and hopefully send you away with empowerment and strategies of actions to execute this in your own neighborhoods, your own communities. That's a lot of people have failed to realize as well, is we're the small businesses within the community. We're the ones that support your Little League teams. We're the ones that support the food bank. We're the ones that support the Sally Ann. We're the ones that are supporting and kicking back to your community. What happens when we're gone? Do you think Walmart's going to do that? Do you think all the big box stores are going to do that? I don't think so. So this is where we have to band together and start to turn the tide. So I'm hoping that you are watching this episode and you carry on watching our future episodes. And this way we can bring you some very informative stuff and information on a direction that you could proceed in. And I hope you gain a lot of knowledge from our future podcasts and are able to empower yourself or those around you. And we encourage you to get everybody to watch this, share this, subscribe to us, join the network, and pass it along, right? So this is what this is all about. And we're not just standing for us, we're standing for you too. Even the ones that don't agree with what we're doing, we're standing for you as well. You just don't know it yet, but pretty soon you probably will. And when you're ready to stand up and fight, we'll be right here, and you can stand right by our sides and push forward. So we hope to see you in our next coming podcast. We plan on releasing this, I believe it's September 6th will be the first episode launched out, which is this one. And I just said the date, and you already know what day it is. But we will be carrying on once a week for now and bringing forward this format. Excuse me. And we will start to do some interviews with individuals and really get down to the meat nitty gritty of everything that's been going on. It's pretty good. I hope you enjoyed this episode.